Hi, friend, and welcome back to this new series we're in on the Grace Filled Mom podcast. I'm really glad you're here today. This episode is for the mom who feels like something has shifted, but she can't quite name what it is. Life doesn't look the way it used to. You're not where you were, but you're not sure where you're headed either. If you found yourself thinking, what season am I even in right now? You're not alone. Today, we're talking about grace for the mom who doesn't know what season she's in anymore and how God meets us in these in-between places with purpose, not confusion. So how do we name the in-between? There are seasons of motherhood that come with clear labels: newborn, toddler, school age, teen, empty nest. But there are also seasons that don't fit neatly into a category. Your kids may be growing more independent. Your role may be changing. Your routines may no longer fit the life you're living. And even though nothing looks wrong from the outside, internally, you feel unsettled, like you're standing between what was and what's next. And that can feel disorienting. So why does this feel harder than we expect? Not knowing what season you're in can feel harder than walking through a clearly difficult one. When you know you're in a hard season, you can brace yourself. You can name it. You can tell yourself, this is temporary. But when you're in an undefined season, it's harder to know how to respond. You may feel guilty for struggling because nothing is technically wrong. You may wonder why you feel restless or unsure when life seems stable. But feeling disoriented doesn't mean you're ungrateful. It often means something is shifting beneath the surface. One verse that has grounded me deeply in seasons like this is Ecclesiastes 3:1. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. What comforts me about this verse is that it reminds us that seasons are intentional. They are appointed. They are purposeful. They are not accidental, even the ones we can't define. I've walked through seasons where I couldn't clearly identify what God was doing, but I could sense that something was changing. I wasn't being called back to what was, but I wasn't fully settled into what was next either. And I remembered wondering if I was missing something or if I was supposed to feel more certain than I did. What I've learned is that not knowing the season doesn't mean God isn't leading. Often, it means He's doing deeper work, reshaping expectations, priorities, and sometimes even identity. So why does God allow these undefined seasons? I'm so glad you asked. Sometimes undefined seasons force us to slow down. They loosen our grip on labels. They expose where we've tied our sense of worth to different roles. They invite us to trust God without needing clarity first. We like to know what's expected of us, but God often uses these in-between seasons to remind us that our identity rests in Him, not in a title, not in a role, and not in a phase of motherhood. Motherhood is full of transitions that don't come with clear instructions. You may still be doing the same things, but they feel different. You may still be needed, but in new ways. You may feel called to something new, but unsure how to step into it. And that tension can make you feel unsteady. But unsteady doesn't mean unguided. In the purpose chapter of my book, Grace-Filled Motherhood, I talk about letting go of the script we thought motherhood would follow, so we can step into the story that God is already writing instead. Sometimes the reason a season feels confusing is because we're still holding on to a version of ourselves or motherhood that God is gently asking us to release. And letting go takes time. If I can just give you a reframe that has helped me. What if this season isn't meant to be defined yet, but developed? God may be growing patience or trust or openness to something new. Not all growth announces itself clearly. Some growth happens quietly before we even have words for it. So here's a question I just want you to sit with this week and think about. What feels like it's changing in me, even if I can't yet explain it? You don't have to force an answer. Sometimes simply noticing the shift is enough. God doesn't rush transformation, and He doesn't expect you to either. If I can give a little bit of encouragement for the unsure mom out there, if you're unsure what season that you're in, please hear this very clearly. You are not behind, you are not lost, and you are not missing God. You are simply in a place where faith matters more than certainty. And God does some of His most meaningful work there. Ecclesiastes 3 doesn't say we'll always understand the season we're in. It simply reminds us that there is a season and that God is sovereign over it, even when it feels undefined. One day, you may look back and realize that this undefined season was exactly where God quietly prepared you for what came next. Not every season needs a label to be faithful. Sometimes it just needs trust. As we close today, I want to leave you with this encouragement. You don't need to name the season to be faithful in it. You just need to stay open to what God is doing within it. If this episode resonated with you, I hope it offered reassurance that God is present even when the path feels unclear. Next week, we'll talk about grace for the mom waiting on God and struggling with the wait, and how God strengthens us when answers take longer than we hoped. Thank you for being here with me today. God is at work in this season, even if it doesn't have a label yet. Can't wait for you to join me next week. I'll see you then.